Loptar friends, hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, everyone's favorite Orc Warrior, and I have another Orc Mode workout for you guys. So today, Thursdays are usually rough for me. I still manage to get all my morning weights in. They felt a little heavier. Obviously, I said yesterday everything felt really light, even though I was sleepy. But yeah, it seems like Thursdays, usually that fourth day in a row squatting, it really, like my hips and everything, start to really get fatigued. My quads start to get fatigued. Had to do some extra massaging and everything before I could get started today. But like I said, the weights felt a little heavier, but they were bearable. But what ended up happening, I ended up getting interrupted in the middle of my squat workout. Kind of had a situation come up where Brittany needed my help on short notice with something, and I had to go do something, and I was away for an hour and a half after I started my squats. I just finished my first set of pause squats, and then this is stuff she needed done pretty quick. So I had to go help her with something, and I came back, and I had climbed some stairs and everything, a couple of flights of stairs. And I noticed when I went to do my second set of pause squats, I had to stop at the second rep. Like I had like a groin muscle that was just feeling really, really fatigued. Like I tweaked it slightly. But again, it's nothing unbearable. But what I ended up doing as a result of that, I only did 2 reps on my second one. And it's not because I wasn't strong enough to lift it. It's just that I felt like that muscle was tweaked and I needed to just leave it alone, let it heal, let it get a little bit of a break. All right. It needed it. But, you know, the lifts were okay, decent speed. Like I said, everything felt a little heavier than usual, but that's normal for Thursdays. A lot of times it's either Thursday or Saturday. If I'm going to have to use less weight, it's going to be Thursday or Saturday. Never Monday through Wednesday. And like we saw this week, Wednesday, everything was fast, everything was easy. So here we go. There's my squat. And we'll obviously keep just increasing this 2.5 pounds every week. We're not going to get greedy with it now that we're going beltless. But, you know, again, getting decent depth. And like I said, it was a little slow near the top. You guys see locking, it was a hair slow. But it was obviously, you know, within my ability. Nothing excessive. But yeah, because she kind of let me know just as she got there, hey, I need you. So I tried to do my first set of back offs really, really quick. Sometimes I like to take 5 minutes after my peak set before I do my back offs. And I only had about 1.5 minutes. And yeah, it felt a little heavy on the first one because of that. And then I had to change clothes and we had to run out the door. So because I only had about 90 seconds, let me see how it looks. I haven't even seen the footage yet. So let me see how this looks. That wasn't too bad, actually. It doesn't look bad. It just felt heavy. I guess because of the shorter break. You know, I'm still fatigued from hitting my heavier single. The third one's a little slow. But this next one was done an hour and a half later. I just let everything set up, and I figured I didn't really need to do any re-warming up again. But again, I just gone up a bunch of stairs and stuff. And I was worried that would happen. And my workouts very, very rarely get interrupted by anything like that. It's just today they did, so I've got to comment on it because I've got to note it. But yeah, I stopped at 2 reps because I felt it on the second rep. I'm like, I better not push this. So we don't want to pull anything. First one looked good, but the second one, I felt almost like a twinge through there. I felt a little bit of a twinge through there. So, you know, again, I just racked it and said, okay, we're done. We can afford to miss 1 rep because we're going to get it tomorrow anyways. Benching went pretty good today. Like I said, unlike yesterday where everything felt light, it felt a hair heavier today. The back off work did. But the single, the 327.5, we're going to 330. Tomorrow's my last bench day this week, and then we press on Saturday. We'll go ahead and go to 330 next week for this, right? And then the back off work, we go to 290. But I might have to start slowing the back off work progression. I don't know. I may not need to because I'm doing such small jumps on everything. I'll play that by ear. But definitely going to do 330 and for the peak set and 290 next week. But the single felt actually light. It wasn't hard at all. In fact, I think I did a pretty generous pause because, again, trying to work on the pause work. We need to get explosive out of the bottom. Because if you can explode out of the bottom on a bench, you can always lock it. You can always lock it if you can explode out of the bottom. That is always your weakness. Always your weakness on a raw bench. Well, not always, 90% of the time. But even then, if the lockout is slow, the same weight, if you can just get it 2-3% faster out of the bottom, even a slow lockout will speed up, even if you're slow on the lockout. So that you guys need to remember. People spend too much time worried about weak point training for raw lifting. That comes out of the equipped lifting world. That's not a real thing for raw lifters. And yes, by raw, I mean no knee wraps. Okay, if you wear knee wraps, you might develop a different strength curve. But for people who are just raw, was it raw or was it belt and wrist wraps raw? But not belt and wrist wraps on my squats these days, just wrapped on the bench. And it saves my wrists. But yeah, the 327.5 was not heavy. I just came down, did a nice pause. Right? Locked it right out. Not even heavy. So that's coming along nice. I mean, I'm happy with that. My bench is progressing along. I'll be curious to see how the DEXA scan looks coming up, that next DEXA scan, if we've seen any torso muscle gains. I'm going to be curious to see how my unilateral muscle balance has changed. Again, particularly since the way I'm doing stuff, I'm not doing any bicep work that involves the back anymore. That's another thing that people need to remember with my muscle imbalance. There's another reason I started pulling all the chin-ups and other stuff out. I want to correct that muscle imbalance. I want my back development to come from stuff that doesn't use that injured bicep so that it can't compensate, and everything is double overhand hook grip or straps or everything as far as all my deadlifting goes. And like I said, I mean, rear delts might be affected because I'm doing face pulls and stuff because I have to train my rear delts. But the only thing that's hitting them is pretty much face pulls and the press at this point. But yeah, I'll be curious to see how it turns out. But the back off work did feel a little heavier today. I mean, obviously it's not heavy. I'm exploding it up. I mean, they're all clean reps. It just felt a little heavier. All right, it felt a little heavier. You got to remember how you feel is a lie. How you feel is a lie. And then the last set of these, and I don't know which one felt heavier. I don't remember now because it's been a while. I've taken a nap since then. So I'm not really sure. Maybe this one will look a little slower. They don't look slow so far. So some of them felt a little heavy, but now that I'm watching them, it's like, oh, they're fast. Getting nice long pauses, sinking it in the chest, and they're just exploding up. This will be the final one, though. We'll make the call based on this one. Maybe the third rep on this one felt a little challenging. First one, nope. Second one, nope. Third one, I think this one felt a little heavy. Not really. Looked a hair slower, but no big deal. So then what happened? That's the only lifts I did today. I'll go do my other fluff stuff later. But I went and took a power nap. I was really tired. I slept for an hour after my bench pressing, right? Ate some carbs, went down to sleep. Guess what? I woke up and felt that area in my thigh hurting, right there at my groin muscle. And it's not really bothering me now, but it was earlier, so I jumped on my bike and did some cardio. I'm like, I'm not going to deadlift today. You know what? I'll get 5 deadlift sessions in this week. I set a hook grip PR this week. If I have a muscle that may be involved in the deadlift that's feeling just a little bit tweaked, I'm not going to come in and deadlift. I'm going to let it heal. I'll just do a little bit of cardio. Get some blood flow to it, get a good night's sleep, get plenty of protein and carbs in, and it should be good tomorrow, because that's usually how little minor muscle things feel like that. Ones like that are just minor, that aren't real pulls, that just feel like it could pull. It feels fatigued, maybe slightly tweaked. If you just leave them alone for a day, they're usually better. Like for me, it's like, okay, let's just not deadlift. Let's listen to my body. The deadlift's important, and I want to be able to deadlift 6 days a week, but it seems like a lot of weeks I'm only getting it 5, and that's what I can handle. So I decided to just let it go, and that's part of sometimes just knowing when to listen, of when to just back off a little bit or just let a lift rest for a day. There are times when you have to do that, and I'm going to say with the squatting, you don't really want to do that. If you can only squat the empty bar, you squat the empty bar on a system like this. But your other stuff, your deadlifts particularly, if you're not up to deadlifting, don't injure yourself. Chill, let it go. It's all good. Not the end of the world. Relax, because you can always deadlift tomorrow. But all in all, most of my workload was done. Most of my volume doesn't come from the deadlift. It comes from my squats and it comes from my bench press. I got all my squats. I got all my bench press in. That stimulated some growth. I'll get some cheek curls and some face pulls later tonight before bed. And that'll finish my day up. So I'll be good to go. Alright guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.